Justin with Project SLC, sitting here with Jeremy from Shiny Toy Guns, playing in Utah tonight at the Complex with the Dirty Heads. We just kind of talked about the drive-in. Where are you guys heading after this?
Boulder.
Well, the band's been together, 2002?
I started the band.
Okay, yeah.
I wrote the first song called Shiny Toy Guns. So we didn't have a band name.
Okay.
And that was in December of '02. It was just me by myself. I didn't know what I was going to do, what it was going to happen. I just wrote a song.
Yeah.
And I showed it to Chad. And Chad and I have been in the same band since we were like 12 or 13. And Chad was like, that's weird. You want me to sing that? You have to buy me a box of wine. So I bought him a box of wine. Then he drank the whole thing, threw up, and then we did the vocal at 5 a.m. And he was like, I've never sang anything like that. And that was the beginning of the band. And then throughout 2003, we went through a bunch of different girls. And we were kind of doing that the whole time anyway, but we went through a bunch of different singers. And trying to find, we were like, because Chad and I were sick, and we always done like rock bands, and we did a lot of dance stuff, a lot of rave stuff. What do you call it now? EDM. Back then it was just called, the generalization term was techno.
Yeah.
Goes play techno. And then we met Kara through a friend. And Kara was this girl, she was a babysitter, and she was 18 years old, just out of high school. And everybody in the hardcore scene, and the dance, and the electro scene, I say electro back then, electro was like the rock kids that go dance to Fisher Spooner and the Tigrid and Interpol and Roy Scott, Goldfrapp, Ladytron, that whole scene of 01, 02, 03. That's where this band was born there, and she would go to those clubs. I went to those clubs, and I met her through friends, and Kara had sang through choirs and churches and plays, and she was that girl in the class that like just opened her mouth and it was just magic. You know, some people are just born with a gift to sing. Chad's actually the same way. Chad's been singing the same deal. I have some videos that he would kill me if I let you see them.
So when did you actually pick up your first instrument? What age as a child?
4.
4 years old.
I was tricked into piano lessons. Hey, you want to play piano? Sure, Dad. You know.
Well, it's worked out for you.
No idea what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know that meant I had to go to piano lessons every week for 9 years or whatever, 14 years. I took piano all the way up to puberty, and then when I realized that it wasn't cool and male to play piano, I immediately stopped. It's like, I'm a boy, or I want to play baseball.
So that's always interesting. So you played the piano, and then when this first started, did you want to play the piano and keep doing with that, or was there another instrument?
No. I continue to have this ism that pianos were foo-foo or not cool or not whatever, you know. This is the 90s. This is like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Chili Peppers, like the good Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And there were no synthesizers. Like bands like that had keyboard players like Pulp were just washed out of the scene in the 90s. They never had their day. Vast, they never had their day. And the synthesizer that's 80s. That's just the way it was. It was all grunge and Puff Daddy at the time. So I wanted to be a drummer. The drums are just aggressive, fun, awesome. And I was Chad's drummer, and Chad was the keyboard player, ironically, in our first couple of bands. And it was okay, not really. I didn't practice that much. We were just screwing around, being kids, making up band names every 2 weeks. We were called Narwhal. The funniest names. We'd lay in my bunk beds and go, we're going to be called Peebly Road. Yeah, with high five. No, that's not it. Okay. Really awesome. And then one day, Chad had a synthesizer that he had from a previous band he was in. It was this old Roland D20, one of the first digital keyboards ever made. And I remember I think he went to go poop or something. And I'd never seen it in his room, and I flipped it on, and I started playing it. And I turned around, he's like, you could play? I was like, no, I can't play. I'm a drummer. But right then, that was it. He's like, you're the keyboard player. I was like, oh.
Symbolism of 3. And the record, and the cover, and everything else that went into it.
The 3 represents a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
It took us 3 years to make the record. It was a 3-year gap between the band having its original 4 members and returning to its original 4 members. The ideology behind the lyrics of the record are life, death, and love. Those are the 3 subject matters that tie every song together. And for the first time, 3 of us were writing on the record. Chad and I did the vast majority of the album, but Kara was able to get in there and contribute this time, unlike the first 2 albums we did ourselves.
What advice would you give to young musicians?
Find a sound and stick with it. Don't make a kaleidoscopic chameleon record or demo that's like folk and then there's a heavy song. If you like Megadeth and you like the Lumineers, that's okay, but don't let that come out in your art. Have a sound. It doesn't matter what it is, whatever you want to be, but you got to stick with that. And I'm speaking from experience. If you listen to all 3 of our albums in sequential order, you could tell it's the same band, but we really press the line with that, and that is damaging to the ability to mass media market yourselves, even on an indie level. If you play a Fall Out Boy record, something it's like, oh, it's Fall Out Boy, you just know it. And back in the 70s, people experimented and did all this weird crap, and like nobody does that anymore. And don't be the guy thinking that you're going to be the one to change things. You can't. You can make up your own genre, but you can't. Don't put 18 songs on an album. Don't do anything like that. Make it where people can get to you and understand your art, and then that art can be whatever it is. And of course, the standard thing is live on social media. Write amazing songs that you can take all the production away, even if it's electronic or not, and you can sing them around the campfire with an acoustic guitar, and they're still that good. Come up with about $60,000 for a radio campaign. Learn how to be really, really, really good live. Make your live show as important as the audio in your show. And you need about $80,000 total. And just slip out onto the internet, hire a company called CO5 to market your single to radio, put your album out on iTunes, and sit back and wait. And in 8 months, if you have good songs, every record company will come in and try to buy out everything you did.
That's the most in-depth explanation we have ever gotten from that question.
That is the winning formula. Now, insert smash hit song here. Yeah. Insert incredible album here. Yeah. Insert great live show here. Yeah. Insert take care of your body. Whatever you determine is looking good, look good. And if your drummer sucks, fire him. If your bass player has a wife and a kid, he's not going to work. Get another bass player. And because the starting out period, you will play 300 shows a year. You will not go home. You will get left by your girlfriend. You will starve to death. You will make no money. You will live that life, and it's hell. It's war. It's Vietnam. And we're sold out, right?
Yeah, you're sold out. It's because you guys' stage presence is so amazing.
Salt Lake's like one of our favorite cities. I swear to God, I'm not just saying that.
You guys remember when you played Provo? I think it was like Provo
drove by the
sign.
I drove by the sign. I remember when we played Ogden. I drove by the sign. I was like, I remember Provo. The Provo shows were better than the Salt Lake shows because it's all Provo kids that don't have cars that are in class. Yeah. And they were just
walking distance.
They're just going crazy.
It's still the same. Same scene there, same scene here. They don't
so
cross.
Fun.
But anyway, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
No
Once
problem,
again, Project SLC here with Jeremy with Shiny Toy Guns. The concert's sold out, so hopefully you guys have your tickets. We are all
good.
Don't worry, we'll find somewhere.